So, people, Arsenal nil, Aston Villa 2. No wonder Prime brought out Arsenal Prime in bottles because, to be honest, that was a bottle job performance from us as well. I don't like this drink, by the way. It's not for me. I've had enough. I've had enough. I've been here before. I've seen this story. I've watched this film. I know how it ends. And, it's like the Titanic. You see the iceberg, it hits the iceberg, and then they're in the water. And I feel like today we hit the iceberg, people. And I've had enough. I'm bored of it. 5 years, Mikel Arteta, one FA Cup, 700 million spent, another trophyless season on the way. How did we lose that game? I sat here at half time. I said, listen, you need to start panicking, Arsenal fans, because we've seen this before. We saw this against West Ham. 15, 20 shots, no goal. Nobody can finish their dinner. And second half, we were atrocious. And you know what? Congratulations to Unai Emery. They mocked him when he was, he can't speak the language. You know how hard it is to learn another language? The guy's won 4 European trophies. He's levels above Arteta, yet we clowned him and got rid of him after just over a year. Didn't even give him the players he wanted. Arteta's had 5 years, 700 million. I'm still meant to sit here and go, oh, but he needs another player next season to finish the jigsaw. No, I'm bored of it. The arrogance, the ego, to turn his nose up at the FA Cup, to turn down the Carabao Cup because he thinks it's beneath him. But we don't win anything else. The FA Cup's the only reason you're still the Arsenal manager. You won that FA Cup with Aubameyang and Martinez and all them players. They would have sacked you if you didn't win that trophy. Yet you turn your nose up on it. Today, the utter arrogance from that manager to turn up today against Aston Villa, 4th in the league, one of the teams that have beaten us this season in the league, and you put Zinchenko at left back, bro. When we all know that guy is not good enough to play at left back for Arsenal. Oh, but he's good on the ball. No, he gives the ball away a lot. And defensively, he's not good enough. Why is Tomiyasu not at left back against Diaby and then Leon Bailey, 2 of the liveliest right wingers in the Premier League? You played Zinchenko. Not only that, you left him on the pitch. Second of all, you force this narrative of Havertz. People all of a sudden think Havertz is some sort of hero. He's not. He cost 65 million. He's been average. He's had a good run of form up front. You've got 2 options with Havertz. Play him up front or bench him. In midfield, he stunk out the Emirates for 6 months. Guess what? Manager felt like Jesus needed a start up front. Fair. Havertz hasn't been great the last couple of games. Guess what? Doesn't want to put Havertz on the bench. Why? Because he's feeding him to us. He's forcing him to us. Like a stray puppy. Puts him in midfield. Guess what? Doesn't do anything. One-on-one with the keeper. No pace. Gets yammed by Diego Carlos. Rolls around the floor. Gets booked. Does nothing. Not just him. I don't want this to seem like I'm individualising. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, I've defended you and defended you and defended you. When are you going to turn up? When are you going to turn up? Star boy. Puppies on your chest. Massive contracts. The club's all about him. He's the photo boy. He's the poster boy. When are you going to turn up and do something? And not limp at the end of the game? When are you going to produce some end product? Scored a good goal against Bayern midweek. Need more than that. You're meant to be our best player. Where are you, bro? The worst thing this football club has done to Bukayo Saka is give him no competition. He can put a 0 out of 10 for the next 3 weeks. He'll start. He'll never get dropped. Who's going to play? Reece Nelson? I don't think so. Go and buy Neto, Elise, I don't know, buy a right winger and put him on his toes. He's 22 years of age. Shouldn't be guaranteed a start for Arsenal. No competition, the worst thing you've ever done with him. Trossard had no hope. That was Stella R. Trossard. Looks like he had 10 pints of lager last night. He couldn't get past Konza. Diaby doubled up on him. He had no chance. Missed an absolute sitter. 6 yards out, hits it straight at Emi Martinez. I mean, we're the type of team to go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant and come out and say you're starving. What have you been doing all night? What are we doing? What is our attack doing? Jesus. You put him in the middle of the red light district with your credit card. He still wouldn't hit the target. He'd still miss. I mean, 7 yards out, heads it wide. He said scoring goals isn't his strength. I mean, we paid 45 million for you to score goals. You can't score goals. I mean, I just... And then Declan Rice, been one of our players of the season, in a double pivot. So you put him in a single pivot against Villa. Tell him to do all the defending by himself. Mikel, you had an absolute shocker today. Shocker. First off, should be 2 or 3-0 up, game over. They couldn't finish their breakfast. Rice Krispies all over the carpet. They ain't got a clue what they're doing. Gabriel was doing Bozo Jean, kicking the ball in Zinchenko's back, fouling people. Then we talk about the goals. I mean, ball gets played across. Defence miss it. What is David Raya doing? I'm going to be honest, I don't want people to think this is reactionary. Send David Raya back to Brentford. Cancel the loan. Get your receipt and get your money back. He ain't winning as a title. He's not an elite goalkeeper. He ain't Alisson. He's not Edison. Not good enough. 27 years of age? No. Send him back. Go and buy the French guy from AC Milan, or maybe try and get Oblak. He's a bit old, but you know what I'm saying. David Raya? No. He's diving out the way of the ball. Bailey taps it into an empty net. What's Raya doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Awful. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. This is the day that we threw the title away. They didn't need any more motivation. I just watched Liverpool lose to Crystal Palace. Title race is wide open. It's in our hands. What do? Bottle it. Absolutely bottle it again. Like last year. Like we did the top 4 race. We bottled that. Same old, same old. If we had a striker, we'd be 6-7 points clear of Man City. But we can't finish our chances. And ultimately, that will cost us. Yeah, we're top scorers in the league. Do you know why we're top scorers in the league? Because when we play, especially a lot of the mid to lower teams, we batter them. We batter them. Sheffield United 6. Do you know what I mean? We hammer them teams. Man City 1-0, 0-0. Liverpool 1-1, 3-1, fair enough. Chelsea drew. And guess what? Bayern Munich on Wednesday. Just Bayern Munich away from home. 90 minutes away from our season being over. Now people will be in the comments, don't panic. We're only 2 points behind City. We can win our last 6 games. It's not happening. We've seen this story before. You know how it ends. We're not the type of team that loses a big game then bounces back. We don't. We'll do it at the end of the season. We'll do it in 3 games' time when we're out the title race. We'll win the last few games. No pressure, FC. It's typical Arsenal. Seen this story before. I know how it ends. We end up 2nd or 3rd. We get knocked out of the Champions League. Everyone says, yeah, but when we buy a striker next year, we'll win it. We won't win it. Because City will go big next year. City didn't even go big this summer. Vardiol, Kovacic, Nunez. They're talking about Musiala and players like that. Forget it. Just before you go, you might be wondering, what's he got that green screen for? Listen, I'm suggesting a name. 3-time Champions League winner. Real winner. Kroenkes won't go for him because big wages, needs backing in the market. But I've had enough now. Brendan went to Liverpool after Hodgson. They were a mess. He lifted them. He signed Coutinho, Sturridge, got them cooking. Good style of football, exciting. Back in the title race, couldn't win it. Klopp came in, world class, got them over the finish line. Don't buy into this narrative that Pep's here, you can't win anything else. Klopp's won the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and another Carabao Cup, and the Super Cup. Conte won the league. Tuchel won the Champions League. Arsenal turning their nose up at the Carabao Cup and FA Cup when they are not winning trophies. Since we won the FA Cup with a bunch of players that he didn't want, by the way, he got rid of all of them, he hasn't reached another final. 5 years, 700 million, another trophyless season on the way. I think these questions need to be asked. I'm done. I'm done with Arteta. I don't want another season of us being the nearly guys. Asaf Apau. We need to be Usain Bolt FC. But guess what? This ownership, they don't have the ambition. They don't have the know-how. People will say, yeah, but they spent 700 million. What are you talking about? That 700 million was our money. Edu didn't do a good enough job at selling players. Why did Eddie get a 5-year deal on 100 grand? Why did Nelson get a 4-year deal on 100 grand? Why was Cedric signed when Southampton were releasing him? Why did El Neni get a new contract? Why is Partey not stepping foot on the football pitch when we need to get back into the game? Why is Martin Odegaard, when he's having one of the best games of the season, especially in that first half, getting dragged off the pitch? Because you, Mikel Arteta, didn't have the nerve to take off one of your mates. You didn't have the nerve. You bottled it. You bottled it, mate. And you've probably just threw away our title hopes. People, let me know in the comments what you think. The clip's getting let off because I'm bored of this. Get us a world-class manager in the summer and go and win trophies. I'm sick of it. And get rid of some of these half-arse overrated players. Havertz is nothing special. Trossard, you're a super sub, but it looks like, bro, because when you start, it don't happen. Jorginho, get rid of him at the end of the season. Get rid of Cedric. Get rid of El Neni. Kivior, no. Raya, cancel the loan. Go and buy a proper striker. Stop messing around. Jesus ain't the answer. Zinchenko, bin him as well. Sick of it. It's boring. We're going to finish second, third, fourth and wait till other clubs sort themselves out. We're looking at Man United and Chelsea stink. And Tottenham are Tottenham. Because if they didn't, we'd be in trouble right now. This needs to change. Let me know in the comments what you think. Bayern Munich on Wednesday. Yeah, nice and easy. See you later, people. Take care. Bless.